In this video, I'm going to show you the right way to connect this Amazon Basics 3-way smart switch. I'm going to connect it where you have one regular 3-way switch and then the smart switch. The instructions are not very clear on this, at least in my opinion, so hopefully in this video I can clear that up for you. Okay, without further ado, let's dive right in. So you're going to need access to both 3-way switch locations. You're going to need to know which side comes in from the panel box and which side goes to the light or the load. The smart switch was actually designed to go on the load side 3-way. To easily identify that, turn off your power and take your switches out, and then you're going to have to turn the power back on and be real careful with this because you got live power here, but you need to know which one is which. And you can easily identify that by testing at the black screw. You should have power there. Also, make sure the light fixture is off or you'll have power on both switches at the black screw. We've got the power turned back off again. Now make sure when you do that, you check the other switches in the box to make sure the power is off for the whole box. We've established that this is the side that comes from the panel box first. It went to the black screw, if you remember right. So what we need to do is make one little change here, and then we can put this back together. We need to take one of the travelers, preferably this black one right here. Now this is this gold screw. It's not the black screw. Pull this off, and then tighten that screw back up. This doesn't get connected. Then what we need to do is go back over here to our hot side where the black screw is. See that? And just follow that wire back to see where it goes. Luckily, this one goes to a junction with a wire nut. So let's just take off the wire nut. Now remember, this is our hot coming from the panel box. And we're going to connect this over to that. What this is going to do is supply power to the smart switch that's going to be on the other end. And we'll just put our wire nut back. Also, make sure that your bare ground wire doesn't wind up resting near one of the screw terminals. And also, if you have a box full of wires and we're going to be working with a smart switch that's kind of on the thick side, you'll just have to carefully fold and mash the wires into the back of the box like I'm doing here. All right, so let's get this thing hooked up real quick. We'll just get rid of our old switch. And we'll need access to our neutral right here. That switch does require a neutral right here. And notice we have two black wires here. We want to make sure to get the one that was on the black screw. That goes to our load, not mixed up with the other wire. I'll talk more about that later. Let's start with our green, which goes to our ground. Now, if yours is full of paint, just take something and scrape that paint off so you got good fresh metal right there. Let's get our green hooked up. Ground. This one goes to our light. That's the load. Our load is red. And we're going to hook it to our black that goes to the light. I like to give them a little pull and make sure they're in good. Now our brown is our traveler. Normally a 3-way switch has 2 travelers, okay? But since we hooked the black up to the other side, remember, that was our other traveler, and that will go to our line eventually. But right here, we got the traveler, so we're going to put that on the red. And then black, that's our other traveler, our former traveler. That goes to line. And then, of course, white goes to our neutral. Give them all a tug. All right, so let's go ahead and carefully fold our wires and push them into the back of the box, paying attention to this up symbol right here. All right, let's give it a little test. So the number one mistake I've seen people make is not keeping track of which wire went on the black screw. Say we got a bad switch, we go ahead and pull the wires off. Like say the red one's off and it's loose as well. Well, now when you go to put it back with a new switch, you've got 2 black wires and you're like, well, I don't know, put this one on the gold, put that one on the black, it doesn't really matter. But then you get that thing where that switch has got to be on for the light to work, or this switch has got to be on, or whatever. It just doesn't work right. It's because these wires were mixed up. Well, the tip is to mark the one that's on the black screw with a magic marker, with a piece of tape. Doesn't matter. Put a wire nut on it, a different color wire nut. Anything to mark that one will work. Now, if that happens to you and you don't know how to fix it back, the easiest way to tell is look and see where the wires are coming from. You'll have one set of wires that's a 14-3 or a 12-3. It's going to have a black, white, and red on there. That one goes on your travelers with the gold screws, right? And the white one is usually your neutral. And then the other one will be a 14-2 or a 12-2. That's the one that goes on your common. So say this one is our 12-2 or 14-2. That's going to be the one that goes on the black screw. So that's the easiest way to figure it out. I've actually got another video on troubleshooting three-way switches that I'll link below. Whoops. Nah, just kidding. It's working good. On, off, on. Let's go check the other switch. That's what it's supposed to do. So I'm not going to get into the programming to your Alexa device and through your Alexa app and phone and all that stuff in this video. This is just how to hook it up. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.